Imposter syndrome does not help you improve yourself. Here's a really common question that I get from clients. They tell me, I want to reduce my imposter syndrome, but I still want to find ways to improve and better myself. So, how do I balance the two? Now, contained within this question is an insidious assumption that in order to get better, you need to feel bad about yourself today. Imposter syndrome is not the same as humility or openness to feedback. Imposter syndrome is rooted in the idea that you are not good enough, not qualified enough, not experienced enough, not smart enough, not productive enough, that overall something is wrong with you as a person. And when you're thinking that you're not good enough as a person, every piece of feedback feels personal. Whether it's missing a target, failing at a goal, getting a rejection, or hearing someone tell you that you should have done something differently. When you're thinking, I'm not good enough, your mind will interpret all of those things as further damning, indisputable proof that you're not good enough, which will very naturally create a sense of deep inadequacy and lack of belonging, which will then put you into fight or flight mode. So your response to the feedback will look like one of these. You may fight or get defensive, argue for why you're right, refuse to see their side. You may go into flight. You might procrastinate, avoid, want to quit your job and run away. You may freeze. You do nothing. You feel paralyzed and unable to act. You may fawn, do everything that they're telling you to do, exactly the way they say you should do it. Or you might get frantic, do everything you can think of to correct the error as soon as possible. And none of these responses are an effective way to improve. You may still make some improvements. You guys are so smart and strong and hardworking, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if you've created gold in the past, despite being in fight or flight mode. But this is an inefficient, scattered, and draining way to go about it. You deserve better. And you can get much better results at a fraction of the emotional cost. Let me prove it to you right now. I want you to think about something that you feel secure and confident about. Your area of expertise, your personal specialty, the thing that you have years of experience in and know back to front. Doesn't matter if it's big or small. Now ask yourself, how do you react when you get feedback or an unwanted result in this area? If I had to guess, here's what happens. You don't take it personally. You don't make it mean that you're not good enough as a person. In fact, the question, am I good enough, doesn't even enter the equation. Instead, you get curious about what happened. You're like, that was weird. I wonder why. You lean on your own expertise. You go inward to your own knowledge and experience to interpret what just happened. You're open-minded, but you're not so open-minded that your brain falls out. You're not defensive. You can hear other perspectives without feeling threatened. But you don't let others supplant your authority either. Everything is filtered through, okay, but does that make sense to me? And you get creative. Something unexpected happened. You learned something new. You start coming up with different approaches to still get the results you want. And by doing all this, you improve and get better. You grow your expertise, you grow your body of knowledge, and you grow your creativity. And none of this is possible when you're in fight or flight mode. Being curious, being creative, having the mental capacity to be grounded in your own authority while also considering opposing viewpoints, all of that requires a deep sense of security and belonging. You cannot do this kind of problem solving when you feel like you're under threat. And imposter syndrome, at its root, makes you feel like you're under threat all the time because it keeps telling you you're not good enough, you don't belong here, you're about to be exposed and kicked out. It doesn't help you get better. And it's not something you need to strike a balance with in order to improve. If you really want to improve and get better, you have to eliminate your imposter syndrome and uproot your sense of not good enough at the source. Now, I am hard at work at a course launching in early 2023 that I am calling From Imposter to I Got This, your step-by-step guide to eliminating imposter syndrome, building confidence without arrogance, and doing better work than ever. Here's what I want you to do. Go to the comments or send me a message. How is imposter syndrome and not good enoughness impacting you right now? What would you want to get out of a course like this? Tell me everything. I want to hear it all.